Hello and welcome to the Lordly Verdict with me, Mitchell, Lord of my domain. Today I'll be doing a little special review of CSI Cyber. Why am I switching to a TV show instead of my traditional video game reviews? Because I just watched the show and I figure I might as well talk about it. Plus, it hits on one of the things that sort of bothers me about certain long-running shows. Namely that they become rather formulaic. And CSI Cyber is the perfect example of one of them. And not only that, it's the kind of thing that you see in a lot of decently written shows. I'm not going to say poorly written because it's still fun, but it's just decently written. See, Kung Fu Monkey, the creator of the show Leveraging the Librarians, pointed out, in a lot of hour-long shows with decent characters, you'll notice that it's jumping through hoops. You don't get a lot of character focus so much as you do character does X which leads to Y, and you get a sort of dotted line set of clues. Clue 1 leads to clue 2, leads to clue 3, leads to the bad guy. And it's not bad or anything, but it leads to a predictable show. You're just watching the characters derp around and do whatever for an hour till they finally get to be face to face with the bad guy and punch him in the face. It happens especially with CSI, where you'll note that they bring in about 3 or 4 different guys, one for each commercial break. This guy did it. No, wait, he's innocent. This guy did it. No, wait, he's innocent. Wait, hold on. That's not CSI that does it. It's Law and Order or other similar shows. No, I've seen CSI do it too. Yeah, it was actually big in the video game. NCIS stops this by just not having them actually find a suspect till the end, which is the same why CSI Cyber did it, but it doesn't lead for a fun show. Why do I mention this? CSI Cyber does it first episode. Note that it's not alone. Scorpion does it as well, only with different hoops. In this case, the plot is simple. A guy hacks a baby monitor and uses it to steal your babies. Hold on, wait a sec. Babies! My baby! Yes, that's a much better voice for that. I'm sorry for your eardrums, but yes, it's like, he stole my baby! I don't know what accent I'm doing, but that's the accent. It's like from South Park. He's stealing my jobs. That kind of stuff. It's totally out there, and honestly, one strike against the show. This is the pilot episode. This is where you establish the kind of crimes it deals with. First strike, first crime, it's the most ridiculous crime imaginable. The explanation for how they do the baby monitors is a one-note thing. The baby monitor guy, executive laziness led to a security hole. You never meet the executive. They never talk about him. It's a pure aside. You only get one intern who's, they told me not to talk about it. Were this Leverage, there would be an entire show about this. That one guy. Sadly, this isn't Leverage. And the first thing that strikes me is, what could be done to prevent this crime? Absolutely nothing. So congratulations, show. You've now made every mom out there afraid of her baby monitor. For that matter, why was the baby monitor so easily hackable? Wait, no. I mean, I know it uses Wi-Fi, but should it even have been compatible with other stuff? Okay, I'm a minor tech head, but I'm not that tech heady. But that's a perfect example of another thing. Fridge logic. The thing that hits you just as you walk to the fridge for a snack after the show, like, wait a minute, couldn't Piccolo have dodged? Or just grabbed Goku Han out of the way? Huh. Or, for a more seriously, wait, how does a fat man get down the chimney? Anyway, that's the first strike against the show. Second strike against the show is, well, none of the characters there are memorable. This is an ensemble cast, and honestly, The only one who has more than a one-note thing is the main star, and even she isn't memorable. She's not a geeky tech head as much as she is a psychologist. They give her some nice Sherlock scan kind of stuff where she just glares in and goes, huh, that's a tell, that's a tell, that's a tell. What's really nice is they don't make it one obvious tell. The person just has minor fidgety reactions. And when they see the person's fidgeting, it's like, yeah, gotcha. Which is much better than, well, what any poker show ever does imaginable, which is every person has a tell. That one thing they do, which I'm pretty sure is bull. People would have multiple tells that show they're nervous. Like, for instance, if you looked at me, I would be fidgeting with my hands. I might do my glasses like this, etc., etc. And that would tell that I'm nervous because I'm on live television to, well, 7 people, actually, and suddenly I'm no longer nervous. Okay, so, yeah, strike 2. None of the characters are memorable. What I like most about NCIS is you like these guys. You like Gibbs. You like his sidekick. You like the little goth chick. You really like the goth chick. What? Perky goth chick. I'm a guy. At present, I don't technically have a girlfriend. I've found a few girls who I think are cute, but no one I've gone steady with. Anyway, so yeah, second strike that's just not memorable, and even the big bad of the show is generic. It's a thug. Not a memorable thug. Just a thug. What reason does he have for doing with it? Money. He's selling them overseas to rich investors. The rich investors aren't even a part of it. Honestly, they're kind of a red herring. A major thing they make about is the mysterious voices he hears, and it doesn't really lead to anything. Really, how they stop the bad guys is pretty simple, actually, when I look at it in retrospect. They shut down the security loophole he's using. Bad guy's dumb enough to contact him, and they backtrace it. They spend 42 minutes on this. It's absurdly simple. Honestly, it can even be summed up even more simply. They trick him into making a phone call. This is not a genius bad guy. In fact, when you take out the whole cyber element, this is a pretty generic plot. And I think that's my problem with the show. It's just generic. It's not bad in the sense of anything offensive, like, for instance, the CSI Furry episode or the CSI anything that deals with something off the mainstream episode. But at the same time, it's just not got that pizzazz. It feels like it's done to cash in on Scorpion, maybe, or the thing that hits with the main criticism of Big Bang Theory. It's not a show written by geeks. Big Bang Theory at least has a lot of really geeky stuff to it. CSI Cyber doesn't even have that much. It doesn't feel like it's on the cutting edge of technology. It's just turning cyber crimes into the go-to thing, and it's treating them in the same way CSI treats forensics investigation. Really overdone and kind of blech. All in all, I can't recommend the show. It was a decent one watch, and I like putting it on my Uverse, but there are better shows to watch with your spare time. Older shows on Amazon Prime, other stuff like that. This is not the show that I think was a special, man, I'm glad I have cable for show. Honestly, watching this show makes me glad that except for Uverse Online, I don't really have cable. Thank you for watching The Lordly Verdict. For CSI Cyber, miss it. Bye.